Everyone, thanks for coming back. I've been away, I know. I've been under the weather, let's say. But anyway, I want to give you a little report from Canada. It has to do, of course, with our losing our freedoms and our not having access to justice. So the current Prime Minister, his name is Justin Trudeau. His father was Joseph Trudeau, who liked to go by the name of Pierre, but his real name is Joseph. And he began these changes in 1981 when he wrote a constitution for Canada. And he got all the premiers and the leaders of the territories to come together, and they all had to sign it to make it the law of Canada, to make it the constitution. But we had a little problem with the state of Quebec, the province of Quebec. It's really better to call it a state. The premier there was René Lévesque, great Canadian hero in my opinion. He could smell a rat, and he realized that everybody was going to lose their freedoms, everybody. And so he refused to sign it. So he left the capital city, Ottawa, at night, bid them all goodbye, not signing that. And it was compulsory that everybody had to sign. So Joseph Trudeau, Pierre if you will, if you like, he was so angry that he decided that he was going to sign it in right of Quebec. And Quebec would have to take it. He's going to ram it down Quebec's throat. Joseph Trudeau is, which he did. Now here's the thing, you see, I'd like you to think about it like this, because this is how I see it. All right, so you say you're at home and you're watching television or something, you know, and the kids are playing around, and the doorbell's ringing, so you open the door, and here's a car salesman. And he has a brand new car that he's just parked in your driveway. He says, here's the keys to your brand new car. And you protest and say, well, I didn't buy a car. I've got a car. And he says, well, we're going to tow that car away for you, and here's your new one. And here's your payment schedule. And you protest again. Well, I didn't buy a car, you see. I've just been at home watching television, and, you know, the kids are playing around, and it's the day. Well, too bad. You got a new car now. But I don't want a new car. I don't want more payments. Got them now, pal. Great deal you made, too, by the way. And he walks away and gets in his sales car and boom, takes off. And you're standing there looking at this new car in your driveway. You don't like the color. You don't like the model. You'd never buy one of those. But anyway, Joseph Trudeau decides you're getting a new car. So he did. But here was the problem. Because René Lévesque, who was the premier of, in Quebec they call him the Prime Minister, which is actually more accurate to say. He protested, he was on television, he says Quebec has been stabbed in the back in the middle of the night. Thank God it wasn't an English person, it was a French guy who did it. Now, let's zoom ahead to today. I was watching on my computer, Viva Fry in Montreal. He goes by the name of Viva Fry, that's not his real name. French guy with great hair, big hair. He's always got a little white dog with him. I don't know if you've seen his show. And he's communicating with a guy named Viva Barnes. Viva just, I think, is a French expression, not French, Spanish expression. It's kind of an interesting thing that a Frenchman would use a Spanish expression. It's like saying Viva Las Vegas. Viva, I believe, is a Spanish word that means long live. So long live Fry and long live Barnes. Barnes is a very well-educated person and knows an awful lot about the law. More than, I would say, some of the justices in SCOTUS. We're beginning to see some real wingy people in SCOTUS, and even Viva Barnes says they must have forgot this in law school. They must have forgot that in law school. They must have forgot something else in law school. So anyway, here we go. I'm just going to go back to Viva Fry in Montreal, and he's showing us a clip of little children on a TV show, a talk show for little kids. And they've been weaponized in Quebec. About what? About the jab. And those little kids, they translate what they're saying, because they're speaking French, of course. And the little kids want to starve out anyone who dares not take the step. And they will make life so painful for them. These are little kids. You know, 9, 10 years old. Maybe 11. And they will keep the pressure on anyone who refuses the vaccination until they get it. Then they will relent, and these people can get food again. They can go to school again. They can go back to their job, if it's still there. And it may not be. So I commented in, because Viva Barnes is You know, he's talking about, he doesn't call it weaponizing children, but that is what's happening in the province of Quebec, which is French. It's a French province. And they all, of course, came originally from France. So they speak a version of French, which they call, in France it's called, I believe it's called patois, which means slang French. It's not very, it's kind of like hewers of wood, drawers of water. It would be almost like slave language, let's say. The slaves would understand each other. But the people of France don't care for the way people of Quebec speak their language. They don't like it. I digress. So these little kids have been weaponized. That's how important it is. And it's because of this man who is insisting everybody get the jab. And this man has just brought forward 9 more jabs. We, the people of Canada, must get 3 jabs a year, or we don't get any money from anybody anywhere. We can't go to a grocery store. Wow. We can't go to any of the pubs or restaurants. Wow. It hunts us. But I'm going to show you this woman. This woman used to be the Attorney General. She's a First Nations woman trained in law. She's a lawyer. Anyway, she's, of course, First Nation. And this man talks about how inclusive he is and how pro-feminine he is, and that we all have to be included, and diversity is our strength. This man has close personal friends in a company called SNC Lavalin, and the Lavalin family have a mansion right beside this man's mansion in Montreal, and they are mansions. They're huge buildings. They're friends. They exchange Christmas presents together. So the RCMP were asked to bring a case against SNC Lavalin. Compliments of this woman, who was the Attorney General. She says they're using bribes. They're doing all sorts of nasty things with money and intimidation and all sorts of things. This man got really pissed off because she's talking about his neighbor next door in the mansion, the Lavalin mansion, where they get Christmas gifts back and forth. And this man is a close personal friend of lots of strange people in the world, like Fidel Castro's brother, Raul, and what is that Muslim guy who has a private island? I think it's, I forgot now where it is. This man goes there with his family every year, compliments of the people of Canada, and parties it up at Christmas time. I don't go there. Oh yeah, the Aga Khan is his name. So I have a few lawsuits in Canada I'm trying to get justice for. And here's this woman again, and she's the Attorney General. And as of August 26, 2016, there are 45,000 cases. I have 4 of them. I am self-represented, which is still allowed in Canada, but judges hate it. I've been there so many times. They absolutely hate the people. I've used the right word. It's hatred. But here's an interesting thing. In Canada, the judges come under the control of this man. What it actually says is Parliament. And 4 senior judges from the province of Alberta, which is an oil-rich province, wrote a letter to Parliament. This man. He's got to do something about the law. And the decisions that are being made, there's no guidance. They say it's an unguided missile. A judge may do whatever they want to anyone they want. And there will be no reprisal. There is no standard at all. But that's consistent with Napoleonic Code. I don't know if anybody knows, but in Canada we used to have English common law. Now we have Napoleonic Code, which means the crown is protected from the people. This man is protected. This man raped one of his high school students before he became the Prime Minister. The RCMP refused to bring the charge. The family was furious. This happened here where I'm living. The woman didn't need to be raped, but he explained on television. He says, well, a French one, we see it different than that thing on that one there, and fuddle-duddle to you. So nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. But now we've lost the law. The law is gone here in Canada. Has been since 1981. This is from a U.S. courthouse, and they put lots of things on their courthouses about no one's above the law, things like that. But in Canada, we don't do it. What does this say? It says, where law ends, tyranny begins. This man is considered a tyrant in Canada. Even Viva Fry and Viva Barnes talk about this. He's acting like a tyrant. Yes, he is. Who else is right now? Joe Biden. He's a tyrant. I'm looking for one more picture here. I anyway, this is an old picture of Prince Charles. Prince Charles, you see, who got rid of that old bag of bones here, Diana. You know, he just couldn't stand her. He just couldn't bear her. The royal family doesn't say, "I just can't stand that woman." They say, "I just can't bear her. I'd rather have an affair with my horsey." So he ended up. His wife died. Um, uh, Weird circumstances, and then this man had a son, a red-haired son. Which this man, when the baby was born, and he goes to the hospital to see Diana and the baby, he looked at the baby and he says, "Oh, he's got that awful red hair," which made Diana, the mommy, cry. Oh, but he's for the turtle and the world's wildlife, and he likes to make comments about architecture and that terrible old gherkin in the middle of London, things like that. This woman came along and married the red-haired guy. Her name, Meghan Markle. And Meghan had a whole lot to say about the history of the royal family in England. It didn't go over very well. I have a few people helping me on my video tonight, so I'm going to close up now. I'm going to have to make another one, I hope, tomorrow, because I have to get back on the horse and start riding again, because it's just, there is no hope in Canada. We have a tyranny here. It's unbelievable what's happened. All because of 1981, and it's not our Constitution, so since not everyone signed it, it's not valid. But all the lawyers are saying, well, you know, all of your rights have been taken away. I'm the guy with your rights. Thank you for listening. Here comes my friends. They have to talk to you.
Wow, Pedro gives you his special gypsy glasses and this is what you choose to look at? Pedro's not very sorry for you. Oops.
Thanks for showing.